currently 5 a.m. We got up at 4 a.m. and we're going to another big city today. We're going to Berlin. So keen for Berlin. I love Germany. It's actually such a cool country. Everything just works there. And they have a thing here called like a recycling thing. So when you buy stuff from like the local supermarket, like let's say a Coke, they'll charge you
plastic bottles.
Yeah, they'll charge you like an extra 10, 25 cents. And then you can return it and get that money back. Which is just such a good initiative.
Switzerland doesn't have it.
Yeah, I feel like Germany and somewhere else were the only countries that had it. Ireland had it. So.
And don't worry, we've checked the bed this morning to make sure
no,
Chris hasn't left his AirPods.
No AirPods forgotten. So
No AirPods left behind.
Yeah, we got about an hour until our train leaves. We're about a 25-minute walk from the train station. So we're gonna get going in case anything bad happens, which probably won't, but can never be too sure with these things. All right, we'll see you at the train station.
We're at the station. We've got about 20 minutes till it leaves. And I can smell all the bakery stuff, like all the bakers getting ready for the day. It smells so good. But I've got my packed food in here and we'll wait till we get on the train to eat a bit. Chris is just checking where we're meant to get on at, and we were standing down there and I was like, oh, let's just come up here a bit so we can look at the screen, but I think we're actually meant to be getting on down there, so oh well. There's our train. Starting to rain a bit, so pulling into the Berlin, how do you say it, Hauptbahnhof station. Our bags have made it safely.
Yeah, it was an 8 hour, longer really, 8.5 hour train. It was alright.
Yeah, not bad.
I mean,
we're hungry though, we didn't bring enough snacks. So once we get off the train, we will head to the hotel, freshen up, get some food, and then do some shopping. So we're looking at the cold drinks and we can see this one. It's a bike, so we're intrigued. We're like, oh, it's alcoholic. Look at the back, 2.5%. Guess how much? 39 cents. And this one, also 39 cents. 4.9% for 39 cents.
It's crazy.
Love it. But we're getting this. Look, even the Aperol spritz, $1.29. Good morning. It's our first day in Berlin. We are headed to the
Brandenburg Tor, which is like Brandenburg Gate, I think.
And we've got a nice sunny day. Beautiful weather.
No clouds.
So we got a pretty packed day of 3 things today, so we are just gonna be running around.
Yeah, lots of walking today.
Yeah. But first, food. So we are at the memorial to the murdered Jews of Europe, and you can walk around above ground through these stones, but you can also go underground to a little exhibit which we didn't feel like filming was appropriate. But if you come to Berlin, make sure you also go underground to the exhibit as well as the memorial above ground. Oh yes. So since we've been to Berlin, I've been on a mission to get a new pair of shoes. And I went to the Adidas store like the first day we got here, and I found a pair that I liked, but they didn't have my size. So then yesterday we were looking, I was like, okay, I'll just get like a cheap pair then, like Reebok or something. Not that they're cheap, but compared with Adidas, they're pretty reasonable price. And I ended up finding these Reebok shoes. Not bad, 40 euros, which is about, I don't know, 60 something AUD. So these will be my shoes for the next 2 weeks. And I just changed out my insoles because my other shoes had like insoles specific to my feet. Another thing, my suitcase that we just bought in London from Primark. I know we should have known Primark, but the wheels have stopped. This is what the wheel should look like, and then this is what the two back ones have now. Put Gorilla Tape over them so they just roll smoothly for the next 2 weeks, because it wasn't that expensive and I just want it to get me through.
Alright, we're currently in Potsdam. We are going to the Schloss Sanssouci. It's a palace from Prussia, the capital, where Frederick the Great once resided. And it's about a 40 minute train out of Berlin, so it's not too far. But it's a really cute little city. We were debating before if it was a town or a city, but I guess it would have to be a city if it was the capital. But it's such a beautiful place. It's so green and vibrant, and the architecture is really cool. So yeah, we've got lots to do today. We're pretty close to the entrance, so I'm looking forward to getting in there. Pretty sure it's about 14 euros, but we'll see if it changes.
So we arrived at the Schloss Sanssouci, and we could only get tickets for 110. It's currently 12:20. Yeah. So we're just gonna have a wander around the gardens, around the estate.
If you do come, the garden's free. It's just the palace that costs 14 euros. And you can get it reduced if you're a student. He asked us. He asked me if it was. Is there any way you can get a reduced fare? And I was like, no. I was gonna ask you this unemployed one. But
yeah. So there's like the palace is 14 euros, but there's also other exhibits that I think there's an all-inclusive ticket that's 22 euros.
And I think you get a guided
if you want to
tour.
go in everything and have a guided tour. But we're just doing the palace, and then we'll just walk around ourselves.
Yeah.
So this is the university on the grounds, still used today, but we just had to quickly walk down here because Chris didn't give us that much time. Now we gotta walk all the way back in 15 minutes. So we missed our entrance time. I said that we should not walk all the way down to the end. We should just go back. But Chris insisted.
Alright, so we just went into the palace.
They let us in.
Yeah, they let us in. There was no dramas. I thank God. It was more of just trying to keep...
So don't turn up late or you miss your time.
The Germans are strict. Not too strict. Well, strict enough to not let you in at your time slot if you're like 4 minutes late. But that's fair enough. We're unpunctual. We'll cop it. So I really like that palace. It had such good like rooms. A lot of the palaces you go to talk about like the military might and like the power of the kings and the queens and yada yada, where this palace was pretty much just like, I'm just going to chill and drink wine and I'm going to make that about it. It was Frederick the Great's where he resided in the winter, and they talked about how he just wanted to pretty much chill and forget about everyday life. And yeah, so it was pretty cool. We're just sitting on the outside of it now on a bench, and yeah, the guy seems pretty chill for emperor, although maybe not so much, because they were talking about how he was like a musician and he learned the flute, and that only one person could criticize him. He was his teacher, and how he criticized him was he had to cough softly. So that was pretty interesting. And also another thing was they were talking about his favorite food, and for a cherry he would pay to the modern day equivalent, just for one cherry, was 100 euros. So for American that's probably like 110 US, or maybe it's 90 US, one of them. For Australians it's like 170 Australian dollars for one cherry.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So he must have liked his cherries. And yeah, so we're just gonna sit here for 5 minutes, take it in, probably get some photos down there by the garden, because the garden's immaculate, it's beautiful. And then go check out his mausoleum. And yeah. Alright, we come back from Potsdam. We're back in the Berlin city centre. Now there's another protest happening and we have no reason what it's about. Even though we're only here to just get some food.
Good morning. Day 3 in Berlin. And we are headed to the Berlin Central Station because we need to find a place to return all our bottles, because they give you 25 cents back per bottle, per can. So we're trying to find a place to return it. Then we'll just have a wander around. There's a lot of shops in the station, so like, what is that even meant to be? American Halloween style? I don't know what it, I'm a bit scared of what it actually is. I've never seen these things before in my life as an American. Don't know what it is. Yes.
So we're in the Berlin city centre, and behind me you can see one or two of the best preserved parts of the city, of the Berlin Wall. So currently we're actually on the west side of the wall, and on the other side would have been the east. So for those who don't know, it actually got torn down in 1989. It was actually considered illegal to go across the border, and people were shot and killed. And we're about to do a tour about the underground tunnels that people went down, and because a lot of people didn't like the strictness of the Russians, and the West offered like freedom and prosperity in like every other way. So I guess you'd be lucky to be on this side. And the wall was 150 kilometers long across Berlin, so it wasn't an easy task to cross. The wall eventually was, like I said, torn down in 1989, and you could actually buy parts of the wall. I think a company dismantled it. I forgot the name of it, Liminex or something, but they actually sold parts of the wall, and I'm sure many people just took it as well. So
So it's 8 o'clock at night. We just got back to the hotel after having some dinner. We did the tour of the Berlin underworld, which was about during the Cold War trying to escape from East Berlin into West Berlin. So that was actually a really good tour. What do you reckon?
yeah, I give that the thumbs up.
The guy was really good. Like, the story was really interesting. A lot of like the background that I didn't really know about. We were talking earlier and he said like, what do you really know about the Cold War? And I said, not really much.
Summing up a minor part of the Cold
Yeah,
War.
like giving an overview for people who don't really know much about it, to have like an understanding.
More about like the what happened in Germany post World War II. That's probably what it was good.
Yeah, and like we got to go under the ground and see some of the bunkers and an actual tunnel that they got used to people to escape. Highlight of one of the best things we did, I think.
Yeah.
While we've been here, so that's really good. I'm glad we did that. I just watched a YouTube video about a guy recommending it, and there was like 6 different types of tours you can do on different topics, and he suggested this one. I'm glad we did it. Would definitely recommend that. Last full day today in Berlin. Of course, we have another day of beautiful sunshine. How lucky have we been?
Yeah, right. We haven't had any bad weather here.
Yeah, it's
actually
been beautiful
perfect.
every day.
Yeah,
So bottles with the sign on it. Where is it? This one?
Yeah. So what you do is put your bottle in, your barcode up, you takes it, and then I already put one in. Yeah. So then you just press that, and now you get a 50-cent like coupon almost.
Yeah.
So every time you just scan this at the self-serve or give it to the cashier, and then like it takes 50 cents off.
But also our friend told us that you can also take it to the cashier and they'll give you the 50 cents as well.
Yeah. So it's really good because like I actually like it for like in terms of homelessness, because
lots of people try to collect cans and bottles.
So. Like it helps them kind of get some money, and it's decent money, and like, yeah.
It's very hard to see because it's foggy and the sun is right behind. We are on the museum island. We're not going into any of the museums because one is closed, the the others art galleries, which we're not that interested in.
We've just done so many, it's the same. Most of this, like, the pieces are like all across Europe anyway.
There is the Berlin Cathedral. We just went in there. We went up to the top. You can walk around the full panoramic view at the top. It's 10 euros if you get it at the door. But Mr. Chris got gypped online because he paid 12 euros.
Well, the thing is, right, usually when you buy something online, when you buy something in Europe, it's usually 12 euros. Like, it'll
More
be like, let's say it's 10
expensive.
euros. Yeah. And then when you get to the place on the day, it's usually like an extra 2 euros or like a 20%, what's that, up markup. So I thought I was doing the right thing, but
That's right. We'll give them a little bonus since they asked for donations.
yeah.
I'm sure there's a
Blue
pass
Fault
you
and
can
Democratic.
get to go into like all the museums, and then you could literally just spend the whole day here. Like there's 4 museums, I think, or 3, plus the cathedral and the art gallery. So
Even I did marketing, and even like.
So it's our last night in Berlin. We're going to bed. So we're just gonna end this video here. And tomorrow we are headed to
Denmark.
Denmark. Woohoo! Yay!
Peace.